Welcome to the Buzz panel. I'm Sula. On today's podcast, we'll be chatting with the person who revolutionized poker back in 2003 by becoming the first person to become a world poker champion, winning the World Series of Poker after qualifying on an online poker site. It is with great pleasure introducing you all to Chris Moneymaker. Welcome to the Buzz, Chris.
Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
Oh, we're not bad down under.
Yeah,
we're doing all right.
You've got COVID figured out, haven't you? You don't really have any cases down there. I need to come down there and just like move.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come.
Honestly, if the governments will let me, I probably would. I love the country, and the time I get to spend down there is always magical. So I'm hoping to come back soon.
Awesome to hear. Well, it's great seeing you again, as the last time was back in 2019 when one of our independent poker league owners, Mark Mayer from Czech Poker, decided to take that big plunge and go all out and bring you and your family to Australia for the Moneymaker Series, which I was privileged enough to be at and meet you in person and spend some time with you as well. If I may ask, Chris, besides the opportunity to come to our beautiful country, what else made you say yes for attending the series?
Well, it's a few things. One, Mark offered the opportunity to he offered me a first class seat, and I said, well, instead of that, one thing I'm looking at in my old age is to give my family experiences. And I'd always planned on taking him to certain parts of the world so they could see. I'd been to Australia several times, but my wife and 3 kids, now that they're old enough, they haven't been able to do this stuff. So it was during the summertime. The kids were out of school, and I said, well, I'm just going to, I'll bring my wife and kids. We're going to stay for a week. And then after the week's done, I'm going to stay another week with them. And we're just going to basically be on vacation. So that was the really big driving factor, is the fact that I could bring my family. We could spend 2 weeks in Australia, going and seeing up and down the Gold Coast. It was just a phenomenal experience. And then honestly, at the end of the day, the Czech tournaments, type tournaments like these that are more home game, more local, more lower buy-in, are the tournaments I just really enjoy playing. They're the ones that you get to actually socialize and have a good time with. You start playing 10Ks and 25Ks. I mean, people just don't socialize that a whole lot. They're working, so they're focused and they're grinding and they're trying to win, whatever. And there's no fun. And when you get a series like Czech, you're going to have fun. It's going to be people having a good time. It's a release for them. It's not a job for 90% of the players that are playing. It's their release, their hobby. There's something that they do when they're not working, and that's what I really enjoy. So you add all those things up, and I really couldn't resist the offer.
Yeah, sounds good. So the family did obviously had a good time with what you just said. Was there any favorites in there for the kids and your wife?
Yeah, we went out to the Great Barrier Reef, and that was really cool. We really enjoyed that. Well, everything was amazing, but the whale watching, we went out. It was the humpback season was going on, so we went out and did some sightseeing. We got really up close with a couple of big humpbacks. Then the zoo, Australian zoo, was just amazing. The kangaroos and everything. I think my kids wanted to obviously take them home, but
yeah,
they spent, I can't even tell you how many hours in the zoo, going through and just hanging out with the kangaroos. They thought that was the greatest thing in the world. And then we, just hanging out in the actual Gold Coast city. We tried to do surfing and just being around the area. It's such a cool, low key vibe. Had a really great place right on the beach. Honestly, it was magical 2 weeks, to be honest. It couldn't have been better.
So lots of photos, I gather. The kids must have been using the technology of today, social medias. Look where we are.
Oh God, you have no idea. Social media all over the place. It was, yeah, we got photos. I mean, I think they're in the bedroom of when we were flying out to the coral reef and doing all that stuff. And the photos we took were just absolutely amazing. It was,
It's magical.
It really is. It really is. just feel fortunate to be able to do it and to be a part of that and see things that may not be around in 10 to 20 years, unfortunately. So
That's a true story.
Yep. So
Yeah.
they get to come out and they get to experience this stuff while we still can.
So thanks, Dad, and thanks, poker.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. And
yeah, exactly.
And the other thing is that a lot of people may not know, but he filmed it. But I don't think he ever aired it. When Mark brought me down, one of the stipulations is I had to play him heads up, and he probably doesn't want this part of the show to be aired, but it was pretty embarrassing for him. He lost pretty quickly and pretty badly. He had filmed it, so I guess he could show his friends and maybe put it on TV down there. I would assume with how badly he got beat that the coverage was probably destroyed, and he's probably never mentioned it to anybody. But
bit of a bruised ego.
he had to have a bruised ego. He played so bad that I had a bruised ego for him. Honestly, anybody that wants to play in an easy poker tournament, just come to Check Raise and ask to be at Mark's table.
As he probably would say in his defense, I just let him win.
Anybody knows Mark knows that's not the case. He's not letting me win.
Oh, God love you. So as you know, Chris, he's got another upcoming series, a SixMax. He's been doing, I think this is his fourth coming up, SixMax Super Series in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to ask you, your experience on playing in these type of structured tournaments of 6 players, like any different strategies or tips. Do you personally like playing the SixMax?
Yeah, I love playing SixMax, especially like PLO, but SixMax in general. It's just a lot more action, and it's COVID stinks because I can't come down there and compete, because it would be a fun series to come down there and play in. But hopefully, once we figure it out, you guys haven't figured it out, but we don't. But anyways, the biggest thing that's strategy wise is to just be aware that there's no early position anymore. When you get dealt, you're already in middle to cutoff position, so you're gonna have to open up a lot more hands. There should be a lot more 3-betting. The good thing is when you're playing SixMax and these events, you're not going to see as much 3-betting as you probably should. You should see a lot of 3-betting. Like almost every hand that you're playing should be 3-bet. And that's just not going to be the case. You're going to see a lot of raise calling, limping, a lot of mistakes. And so if you like SixMax and you like the action, it's going to be a really good tournament. The one thing I would say is, you're forced in SixMax, and when you go down to 5-max to gamble, you can't wait for aces. You've got to find hands. You've got to, play king sevens and queen sixes and things of this nature, especially when you're in position. And you have to learn how to play those well. It actually helps you in your full ring game because, you have to defend a lot of those hands when you're in the big blind, and you have to learn how to play those hands when you're out of position. And when you're playing SixMax, obviously you want to play in position as much as possible, but the button moves around so fast. You're going to be in position and out of position a lot. You can't just, like in a tournament or a cash game, sort of pick, I'm going to play the 4 positions closest to the button. I'm going to play in position the majority of the time, which is a good strategy. In SixMax, you're basically always under the gun.
Yeah, that's what I'm not a professional, but in playing the SixMax, that's what it feels like. As soon as you go down to that 5-player, like 5-handed, it's like you're playing final table.
Yeah,
every hand.
And especially in tournaments like this, once a player busts, they're not just going to get a new player moved in all the time, because you have to, they're unbalanced tables, so you're going to be playing 6 and 4 or 5 and 4-handed sometimes, just based on trying to get table breaks and things of that nature. So it's really, really good to learn how to play shorthanded, but it's also really difficult if you don't have that experience and you're more of especially if you're a cash game player, it's going to be really tough to adjust in the beginning, because you're not going to not be used to seeing as many hands and as many situations that you're going to have to be put in front of in a shorthanded environment. Some people love it, and some people sort of lock up and just blind off real quickly. So I guess it really depends on your personality.
Yeah, true. So just touching back, when you were here, you played the main event, the high rollers, the teams event. I remember the teams event. You just had a ball. Your teammate was a bit of a character.
To say the least.
And obviously your heads up with Mark, so which was awesome to watch. But what did you think of the structures of the series and play?
The structures are good. I mean, it's kind of hard to have super deep structures. Like, I like super long structures, but you also don't want structures that take days when you're playing for I don't want to say not a lot of money, but like, you're not playing for a couple $100,000. You have to get it done. You have to move on to the next one. So it's a really good balance of deep enough to play, but also get done in the day. So the structures were great. The play was magical. I mean, I don't want to say the players aren't good because I didn't win anything. They busted me in every tournament, but
should we say off the record with like great play, donkey play?
if I could move to Australia and play these events all the time, I would, because I would do quite well. Although this trip I just got destroyed. But
Yeah,
they were a lot of fun. We were doing flips for freaking hundreds.
Oh, those flips were great, weren't they?
Yeah, they were awesome. It was a good time. I mean, there was never a dull moment, and even when you were out of the tournament, we had things going on. If you're a gambler, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was something that was just really fun, and everybody there was just so supportive and so welcoming. That again, I can't wait to come back.
Oh, it was just a great pleasure. I mean, an honor just to have you in our presence, Chris. I mean, for us, you're
Can
the
you tell my
epitome
wife
of
that?
poker.
Can you tell my wife that, please? She doesn't feel that way.
No, I won't get into domestics, Chris. I learnt that long time ago. You have to know, when to draw that line, right?
Yeah, I've been trying to get her to draw that line around the whole glad you're here. No.
You'll get there. It's just
Yep.
time, patience.
Put a lot of time and effort into it. No, we have a great relationship. No, it was great. I mean, like I said, everybody was so nice, and again, those are the crowds I like. The ones that play recreationally, have a good time with it, and want to just have fun. I mean, I'm there to give you a good experience, and I think that's what I did.
Oh, for sure. Hands down. So I know we're a bit pushed for time and I know you're busy, but I know we'll be doing this again soon. And what I'd like to touch on is what's Chris Moneymaker doing now? Because we all know that you have left PokerStars, you're with ACR, and in our next talk together, I'd like to get to know a little bit more
My cat.
on things.
Yes,
Which
for
would be
sure.
great.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer topic, but we can definitely sit down and talk about my decision to leave PokerStars, my decision to join up at ACR, and then
Yep.
sort of what's in the future. We have some big promotions coming up. We have some big plans, so should be fun.
That would be sweet. So I know Mark and yourself have established a good friendship over these last few years. And if I can ask off the record, when do we expect or will we expect to see you in the near future at another Czech Race Poker Series?
I mean, honestly, it really comes down to the virus more than anything else.
Tell me about it.
I would be down there for this series if I could, but I mean, I don't even think my country will let me go into your country without
No.
at least quarantining for like 14 days. And, unless I brought my family, but we don't want to be quarantined in a hotel for 14 days. That's kind of miserable. So,
Yeah.
until we get vaccinated and, basically just come see me when the vaccine's either or when the virus is either under control or, basically everybody just said fuck it, one of the two.
Yeah.
Around here, that's what everybody's basically done. They don't care. No one wears
Yeah.
masks. Everybody goes about their business and doesn't do anything. That's why I don't go out very much, because I still believe in the virus. I respect the virus. I don't want to get the virus, but
No.
everybody around me, yeah, they don't seem to care.
Yeah. It's sad to see, really, because it's a team effort in everything, especially like a pandemic like it is. I mean, everyone has to work together
Yep.
to make it, work.
So, but hopefully we'll get our act together. At least we'll get vaccinated, hopefully. And once we get vaccinated, then maybe I can come down and see you guys again.
Oh, that'll
But
be awesome.
until that time, I haven't even played a hand of live poker since January of last year.
How does that feel, Chris?
Well, the only
Like the
thing
adjustment.
there's one benefit to it. My carpal tunnel from riffling chips has completely improved. It's gonna be so weird to sit down and touch chips and cards again.
There's the little cat.
Yeah, they need attention constantly. If they're not outside, anyways. But
yeah. So just adjusting from the live tournament to online, especially from last year. Yeah, she's having a look.
Yep. Transitioning to online again was a big adjustment. I had not been playing online very much pre-pandemic. I'd switched basically to a strictly live player. And then obviously when everything happened, that sort of went out the window. So started playing online and developed more into an online player now. And it's kind of what I'm where I'm at right now. I'm working on my online game and working with online coaches. And when I get back into playing live, I'm gonna have to transition. And I've got everything right now memorized in big blinds. I play everything online in big blinds. I don't play anything for cash, any dollars. So when I transition back, I'm gonna have to do all the calculations to figure out big blinds again. And then obviously everything else that goes with live. But the good thing is all the poker players have been pent up for so long. Whenever we get out of this, there's going to be a huge demand for poker and for live poker, and it's going to be awesome. It'll be a nice little boom.
Definitely, and you're in that state. The state of Texas that's my goal. Is next time I come to the States, I'll be hitting those Texas poker rooms.
Yep. They've definitely got some poker rooms over here in Texas. And, I was actually planning on opening one up. That was my whole pre-pandemic plan. And I was literally in the planning process of doing it and, going through getting prices and getting estimates. And then everything sort of hit the fan.
Yeah. But there's always tomorrow. As they say, there is the future.
Get by this, then I'm going to look at. But things change too. I mean, since I've been going through this, it's nice being home. It's nice being with my family. My priorities have kind of changed. Bitcoin went from really low to really high. And that lets you have some freedom if you have some of that. And so I get to sort of pick and choose what I want to do, even a little bit more freely than I did before, which was pretty good. Now it's really great. So, I can just sort of do what I want.
Good on you, Chris. Well deserved. So I know you're busy, but I appreciate your time so much. And I'm sure the audience, when they watch this, they will too. But we will make a date for another talk, and
I'm always around. So
and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of some other where Chris is at now, so to speak.
I'm living the dream. My shirt says so. Yeah.
But thanks to Mark, and I appreciate this opportunity as well with Czech Race Poker. For an independent league owner, I think he's done fabulous amongst the bigger boys that we have down here. He's done really an exceptional job. Well done to him.
He's fighting a huge battle going up against those guys, and he's doing an amazing job at it. He's carving himself out a really nice niche and a really good series that's got some legs, and looking forward to helping him make that grow. I mean, I really like what he's got going on, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Thanks again, hey, and we'll talk soon. Take care.
Take care. Have a good one.
You too.